So in this video, I'll be teaching you how to use the flash fill feature in Microsoft Excel. It is one of the easiest yet most useful features in Excel. So what it basically does is it automates the data entry process of Excel. In this video, I'll be showing the use cases of this feature. So let's take this table as our first example, and we have the first name and last name of our employees, and we need to find the full name. So to use flash fill to fill the full name column, I'll first give an example so that the computer also understands what we are trying to do. So in this case, I'll be giving the first row as example. So the full name of first employee will be Barry Allen. So we will manually enter that. So in order to fill the remaining fields using flash fill, all we need to do is select the cell just below the example we provided and click on Ctrl and E on the keyboard. So flash fill has been used to fill the remaining rows. The flash fill is also case sensitive, so if you want to write the full name in uppercase, you can also do that. All we have to do is provide an example. So let's provide the first row as an example. Right, so this is the example. So click on the cell below the example and click on Ctrl and E on the keyboard to fill the remaining cells. You can also use lowercase, just give it as an example. Click on the cell below the example and click on Ctrl and E on the keyboard. So that's it. So flash fill can also be used to split the full name into the first name and last name. So let's provide the first row as an example to fill the first name column. So to fill the remaining rows of the first name column, just click on the cell below the first example and click on Ctrl and E. So same with the last name. Click on the cell below the example and press Ctrl and E. Now let's move on to the next example. So in this example, we need to fill the year, month and day fields using flash fill. So we need to use this order date column as reference to fill these columns. So in order to fill the year column, let's provide the first row as an example. The corresponding year of this date is 2024 and we have to enter that manually, and click on the next cell and click Ctrl and E. So the years have been filled. So let's move on to the month. This is where it gets a little bit tricky. So if you see the date format over here, the month here is given in 2-digit format, although the actual date is in 1 digit. So 1 is actually a single digit number obviously, but it's given as 2-digit format in the date column. So let's see what happens when we give 0, 1 as an example in the month column. Watch what happens. The 0 gets neglected because in numerical data the 0 always gets neglected. So if you don't want the 0 to get neglected, all you have to do is provide a single quote 01 and click on enter. So you can see a green arrow on the top left of the date of the month here, and which indicates that it's in text format. So if we use flash fill to fill the remaining rows, we can do that. So we have to do the same thing that we did here for the day as well, since the first two dates contain day in 2-digit format, although the actual value is in single digit, single quote 03. So this will be stored as text, and to fill the remaining rows, all you have to do is select the cell below the example we just gave and press on Ctrl and E. The flash fill feature can also pick up on various formatting techniques, like using the last name as an initial. So instead of Barry Allen, if you want the output as Barry A, you can do that, and fill the remaining rows using flash fill. The flash fill feature picks up on that. So let's look at another example. These are the phone numbers of our employees, and we have a separate column named separated phone number, in which you need to separate the first 2 digits of the phone number from the remaining using a hyphen, and you can do that by giving the example. I'm just gonna copy paste the phone number here and provide a hyphen between the first two digits and the remaining. Okay, so let's use flash fill to fill the remaining rows by clicking on the cell below the example we just provided and clicking on Ctrl and E on the keyboard. So let's take a look at this complex formatting example. So we have a full name field here, and we need to obtain the corresponding email addresses. So the format of the email address is given below here. For example, barry.allen@google.com. So we need to add the @google.com and full stop here between the first and last names. So let's do that. So let's provide the first row as an example. barry.allen@google.com. So actually let's remove google.com and replace it with Gmail, since it makes more sense. Yeah, so we provided this as the first row as the example. So let's use flash fill to see what it comes up with. Yeah, it even picked up on this. So as you can see, flash fill is a very easy feature to use. It's versatile and it has a lot of use cases.